Have you noticed those few men who enter a boardroom and command instant respect? The executives whose proposals get approved without debate. The negotiators who never overpay for anything. Their secret extends beyond their custom suits. It lies in how they communicate. Your communication style determines your place in the American social hierarchy. Many American men fundamentally misunderstand elegance, confusing it with excessive politeness or people-pleasing behavior. They believe that being well-mannered means agreeing with everyone and avoiding conflict. This is completely wrong. Throughout American history, from founding fathers to modern business titans, true leadership has been demonstrated through clear, authoritative expression without unnecessary aggression. When Robert Downey Jr. made his Hollywood comeback after his personal struggles, he never begged for industry acceptance. Instead, he projected unwavering confidence that transformed his public image. His communication style, posture, and direct approach restored his A-list status. His Tom Ford suits certainly helped, but his commanding presence made the real difference. Perhaps you are wondering, how can I develop this magnetic presence without coming across as arrogant to colleagues and friends? How can I command respect without creating fear? The solution is more straightforward than you might think. In the following sections, I will share the principles that transform ordinary American men into figures of undeniable authority in business and personal relationships. If you are ready to master powerful, elegant communication that gets results in the competitive American workplace, keep watching. Hit like now and subscribe to transform your elegant demeanor into genuine influence and success. The body language of men with power. Your physical presence communicates authority before you speak a single word. Harvard Business School research reveals that Americans form 90% of their impression about you within 4 seconds of meeting you, primarily based on posture and facial expressions. Men who command respect in American corporate environments master what behavioral experts call territorial expansion. They confidently occupy space without appearing aggressive or uncomfortable. Notice how successful CEOs and politicians carry themselves in meetings. They maintain straight posture, comfortably claim their space, and use deliberate, controlled gestures. Jeff Bezos, one of America's wealthiest business leaders, maintains his characteristic laugh and relaxed posture, even during congressional hearings and challenging interviews. This combination of relaxation and strong presence sends a clear message to everyone in the room. He is completely comfortable with his authority. Every American man aiming for success should master these 5 body language patterns. Maintain steady eye contact without staring. Approximately 70% of conversation time represents the sweet spot. Stand with shoulders back, spine straight, and chin parallel to the floor. Use slow, deliberate hand movements kept below shoulder level. Maintain a neutral facial expression with a slight smile, what executive coaches call the leadership face. Practice deep abdominal breathing that stabilizes your voice and projects confidence. The most common mistake I observe in American men striving for elegance is excessive nervous movement. Constantly adjusting their tie, checking their watch, bouncing their leg, or drumming their fingers. These small gestures leak power in American business settings. Next time you enter an important meeting, try walking 15% slower than your normal pace. Pause deliberately before answering challenging questions. Keep your hands visible and still. These small adjustments create remarkable changes in how colleagues, clients, and supervisors respond to your presence. Powerful body language in American business culture is not about intimidation tactics. It is about projecting unshakable composure that naturally draws people to your sphere of influence. You will notice senior executives seeking your opinion more frequently. You will observe how conversations pause when you begin speaking. Not because you demanded the floor, but because your physical presence signals that your words carry weight. Stay tuned to discover what separates men who must constantly ask for things from those who simply receive what they need. The art of making requests without seeming like a beggar. The truly elegant American man never pleads, he directs. Consider the fundamental difference between saying, "Could you possibly consider giving me that quarterly report when you have some free time?" versus, "I need that quarterly report by end of business today." The first approach buries the request beneath unnecessary words that signal subordinate status. The second is direct and operates from the assumption that you deserve what you are requesting. Throughout my years observing America as most successful business leaders and politicians, I have noticed a consistent pattern. They make clear requests with the quiet expectation of compliance. There is no insecurity, no excessive justification. Elon Musk, known for his demanding management approach at his American companies, rarely wastes time with pleasantries when requesting deliverables from his team. His instructions are precise, direct, and based on clear expectations. This communication style enables him to simultaneously lead multiple revolutionary American enterprises. True elegance in American business means understanding that directness does not require rudeness. In fact, rudeness often signals weakness, an attempt to compensate for lack of natural authority with forced aggression. Try this technique in your next workplace interaction. When making a request, reduce it to its essential components. Eliminate qualifying words that weaken your position, such as just, maybe, kind of, or if possible. To deliver this streamlined request with steady eye contact and controlled vocal tone, the results will likely surprise you. Colleagues will not only fulfill your requests more promptly, but will do so with increased respect for your position. Remember this American business truth. It is not what you ask for, but how you ask for it that determines whether others view you as a leader or a subordinate. Successful American men also understand timing's critical importance. Making the right request at the optimal moment multiplies your success probability. Notice how accomplished negotiators never appear rushed or desperate. They create an atmosphere of abundance, as if they have unlimited time and multiple options available. This attitude subtly communicates, "I'm presenting you with an opportunity, not asking for a favor." In the next section, I will reveal how to manage disagreements while maintaining your position of authority. The science of authoritative voice tone. Did you know that 38% of your message in American business settings is conveyed not through your words, but through your vocal tone? Yale University research confirmed that American men with deeper, measured voices are perceived as more competent and trustworthy, regardless of their message content. This does not require having a naturally deep voice. It means learning proper breathing control and speech cadence. When addressing the nation during critical World War II moments, Winston Churchill deliberately slowed his speech rate and used strategic pauses that gave each word additional gravity, a technique that American political and business leaders have adopted ever since. Many American professionals make a critical error by accelerating their speech when nervous or eager to please. This behavior signals insecurity to American listeners and automatically diminishes perceived status in business. Interactions. Experiment with this technique. During your next important presentation or client meeting, reduce your speaking pace by approximately 20%. Insert deliberate pauses after key points. Maintain your voice in the lowest comfortable register. You will immediately notice how your American colleagues and clients respond differently to your communication. Prince Harry, despite recent controversies in American media, maintains impressive control over his vocal delivery during interviews. He speaks deliberately, with consistent tone that projects confidence even when discussing sensitive topics. Any American professional can learn and apply this technique. Developing what communication experts call vocal presence extends beyond simply slowing down. It means eliminating speech patterns that undermine your authority in American business contexts, ending statements with upward inflections that make them sound like questions, speaking too softly, or mumbling key points. Repeatedly clearing your throat before important statements, using verbal fillers such as like, you know, or basically. Each habit signals unconscious submission in American professional settings and undermines your elegant authority. What few American men realize is that voice can be trained systematically, just like physical fitness. Well-known American actors like Morgan Freeman did not naturally possess their commanding voices. They developed them through specific breathing techniques and vocal exercises. In the following section, I will share strategies used by Fortune 500 CEOs to ensure their directives are never ignored. How to disagree without losing elegance. Any man can appear strong when everyone agrees with him. The true test of power in American business happens during moments of conflict and disagreement. Insecure professionals typically display only two responses to workplace conflict: passive agreement or aggressive confrontation. The elegant and powerful American executive employs a third approach: calm disagreement that neither compromises his position nor diminishes his colleague. Steve Jobs, an iconic American business figure, was famous for his ability to directly challenge his teams without creating toxic environments. His characteristic phrase, "that is not good enough," was delivered with such conviction that it rarely faced resistance, even when directed at highly accomplished professionals. The key lies in what American communication experts call disagreement without disrespect. This means clearly establishing your position without attacking the intelligence or character of the other person. Compare these two approaches. Common in American workplaces, that marketing concept will never work because you failed to consider our budget constraints. Versus, the budget constraints need to be addressed before we move forward with this marketing concept. The first approach creates immediate defensive reactions because it constitutes a personal attack disguised as feedback. The second maintains focus on the problem rather than the person, preserving both your elegance and your authority. Another effective technique I call disagreement with prior acknowledgement involves briefly recognizing the merit of the opposing position before presenting your differing view. This is not about apologizing, but demonstrating emotional control in American business settings. I understand your reasoning behind expanding into the Midwest market immediately. Our strategy, however, will prioritize consolidating our East Coast operations first. Notice there is no hesitation or apology. There is simply recognition of the alternative perspective followed by a clear statement of your position. Stanford Business School research demonstrated that American executives using this technique are 62% more likely to have their positions accepted in complex negotiations compared to those who simply confront opposing viewpoints. True elegance. In American business, disagreements also involves knowing when to maintain your position and when to reconsider. Contrary to popular belief, the most powerful American leaders do not stubbornly defend every viewpoint. They strategically select their battles and, when necessary, pivot decisively without excessive explanation. Next, we will explore how strategic listening becomes your secret influence weapon in American business environments. The silent power of strategic listening. Weak professionals talk excessively. Truly powerful American business leaders master strategic silence. Warren Buffett, one of America's most successful investors, speaks minimally during crucial meetings. Instead, he listens attentively, asks penetrating questions, and speaks only when adding significant value. This approach not only increases the impact of his words, but provides valuable information advantages. Strategic listening in American business is not passive. It represents an active form of conversational dominance. When you listen with complete presence, maintaining eye contact and confident posture, you communicate a clear message to others. I have the authority to evaluate what you are saying. Professional American negotiators employ what they call the power pause, a deliberate 3 to 5 second silence after someone finishes speaking before you respond. This brief interval creates subtle tension that establishes your control over conversation rhythm. Implement this technique at your next important meeting. Notice how colleagues begin valuing your contributions more highly, simply because you offer them less frequently and after thoughtful consideration. Strategic listening in American business also includes asking questions that demonstrate situational mastery. What specific outcome do you expect from this initiative? How did you arrive at this conclusion? What are the long-term implications for our quarterly objectives? Each question positions you as the evaluator in American corporate culture, a natural authority position requiring no aggression or self-promotion. The elegant and powerful American executive never competes for speaking opportunities. He creates a vacuum of silence that others feel compelled to fill, often revealing valuable information in the process. Remember this American business principle. In any interaction, the person asking more questions typically maintains control, not the person talking most. Next, I will reveal how word choice transforms your social presence in American professional settings, the vocabulary of dominant men. The words you select directly influence how others perceive your status in American business culture. Insecure. Professionals display distinct linguistic patterns compared to those in positions of authority, and the difference is scientifically measurable. Harvard Business School analyzed speech patterns of Fortune 500 CEOs and discovered they use 62% fewer linguistic qualifiers, expressions like "I think," "perhaps," "possibly," than middle management executives. These American business leaders employ what linguists call definitive language, declarative statements that do not invite debate or questioning. Compare these common workplace examples. Perhaps we should consider adjusting our digital marketing strategy versus we will adjust our digital marketing strategy. The second version conveys certainty and decisiveness. It does not implicitly request permission or open space for unnecessary debate, critical for success in American business environments. Another characteristic of dominant vocabulary in American professional settings is language economy. Mark Zuckerberg, regardless of controversies, is known for concise, direct responses, particularly during congressional testimonies. This verbal efficiency communicates confidence in his position. Successful American professionals avoid what I term self-diminishing language. Phrases like, "This might sound like a silly idea, but," or "Forgive me if I'm mistaken, but." Each expression invites others to devalue your contribution in competitive American business settings. Similarly, eliminate unnecessary apologies from your professional vocabulary. Research shows that American executives apologize 75% less frequently than their subordinates. This does not mean ignoring genuine mistakes. It means not apologizing as an automatic reflex or people-pleasing tactic. To implement this in your American workplace communication, develop the habit of mentally reviewing important statements before speaking. Ask yourself, is this the most direct and confident version of my message? If not, reformulate before proceeding. Next, we will explore the ultimate test of communicative power in American business, maintaining composure under critical pressure. The paradox of powerful communication. In early American political tradition, congressional representatives were not admired for verbose speeches, but for the precision and impact of their statements. The Founding Fathers understood that powerful communication requires economy of expression. Their declarations were concise, clear, and resolute. The mistake many American professionals make today is diluting their messages with excessive explanations, unnecessary apologies, and frequent hesitations. Each "sorry to bother you" or "if it is not too much trouble" undermines your position and diminishes your perceived status. Columbia Business School research found that executives who expressed ideas using fewer words were consistently perceived as more competent and trustworthy than those offering lengthy explanations. In American business culture, clarity is not merely elegant, it demonstrates leadership capability. Consider how David Beckham communicates during American media interviews. He rarely speaks beyond what is necessary, maintains steady eye contact, and never apologizes for his viewpoints. Even when expressing disagreement, he does so with a composure that projects absolute confidence. His global influence extends far beyond his athletic achievements because of this communication approach. Genuine elegance in American professional communication involves precision rather than submission. Expressing exactly what you think, without aggression, but also without hesitation or fear. How does this apply to your daily business interactions? Observe your communication patterns during pressure situations. Do you accelerate your speech, raise your voice, rely on qualifier words like "maybe" or "I believe"? Each habit silently undermines your authority in American professional environments. When you master powerful communication in American business settings, negotiations naturally follow your preferred direction. Colleagues accept your terms, not because you intimidated them, but because your presence established that you deserve what you requested. Most importantly, this communication style requires no formal authority or financial resources in American business culture. It remains accessible to any professional willing to develop this essential skill. The next section will surprise you, with insights about voice tonality that separates American leaders from followers, maintaining control under pressure, elegance in adversity. True masculine elegance in American business reveals itself under pressure. Anyone can project confidence during favorable conditions. The authentic test of leadership emerges when facing criticism, challenges, or direct hostility. Robert Downey Jr. navigated one of Hollywood's most challenging comebacks after his personal struggles. During his initial post-rehabilitation interviews with American media, he regularly faced provocative questions about his troubled past. His response demonstrated unwavering composure, occasional well-placed humor, and refusal to be defined by previous mistakes, all without losing control or attacking his critics. This represents the fundamental paradox of genuine power in American business culture. The calmer you remain when provoked, the stronger you appear. Insecure professionals feel compelled to vigorously defend themselves against any challenge. Powerful American executives treat criticism as barely deserving their full attention. A particularly effective technique used by American business leaders is what psychologists call reframing, the ability to redefine criticism on your own terms. When someone attempts to diminish you during a meeting rather than directly opposing them, respond by reinterpreting the situation. "I understand your concerns about our project timeline. That demonstrates your commitment to quality standards. Let us focus on specific solutions." This approach allows you to acknowledge the criticism without being diminished by it, while simultaneously repositioning yourself as the authority figure in American business discussions. Another hallmark of powerful American executives is maintaining controlled facial expressions during high-tension situations. Leadership studies show that effective American business leaders display what researchers term expressive neutrality, avoiding visible emotional reactions that could be interpreted as loss of control. Barack Obama, regardless of political positions, demonstrated exceptional composure under pressure throughout his presidency. Even facing intense criticism, he rarely displayed irritation, defensiveness, or visible disturbance. This characteristic, perhaps more than any other, communicated his confidence in his authority to the American public. To master this skill, in American business environments, practice what executive coaches call centering breathing. Slow, deep breaths through your nose when feeling tension rise. This simple physiological technique not only calms your nervous system, but provides crucial moments to formulate a measured response rather than an impulsive reaction. The final section will demonstrate how to integrate these techniques into a truly magnetic professional presence in American business. The synthesis of the elegant and powerful man. True masculine elegance in American business does not rely on isolated techniques, but on harmoniously integrating all elements we have discussed. This is not something you activate only for important meetings. It becomes your consistent way of being across all professional and personal interactions. The American executive who achieves this integration is immediately recognizable in any room. He communicates with clarity and verbal efficiency. His body language projects quiet confidence. He listens intently and responds precisely. Under pressure, he displays a composure that others find difficult to disrupt. David Beckham exemplifies this integration within American media and business contexts. Observe his interview presence, his attentive yet relaxed posture, his consistent vocal tone, his ability to politely disagree without appearing submissive. This congruence creates his magnetic presence that has made him successful across multiple business ventures in America. The key to developing this synthesis in American business environments is intentional practice. Begin by focusing on one element weekly, perhaps verbal economy this week, eye contact maintenance next week. Eventually, these practices become natural components of your professional presence. Always remember this principle for success in American business. Elegance does not equal submission. It represents the most refined expression of power. It means influencing without domination, leading without coercion. The truly elegant American professional understands that respect need not be demanded. It is naturally granted to those who demonstrate value through consistent actions and communication. If this content has impacted your approach to professional communication, leave your like and subscribe to the channel now to continue your transformation journey into a man of genuine elegance and power. Activate notifications to receive all future content that can transform your professional presence in American business. What you learned today, masculine elegance in American business, represents the perfect balance between authority and refinement. It means communicating with clarity, economy of expression, and quiet confidence. The truly elegant American professional listens strategically, disagrees without diminishing others, maintains composure under pressure, and makes direct requests without hesitation or uncertainty. Comment: elegant power. If this video offered a fresh perspective on masculine communication for your American professional life, I am Daniel from Man of Elegance, and I look forward to our next video.